What's up guys, welcome back to another episode of Gioni Drive. My name is Sam and the time has come for me to get rid of the 914. I bought it about a year and a half ago. My goal is to take it to vintage racing or autocross, never materialized, and it has been selling. I didn't fix it enough to actually drive it on the street. Since it has a full roll cage, I also have a lightweight clutch and flywheel. It makes it a little bit tough to drive on the street. It is fun though once you get it moving. I do drive it every now and then, but that cannot justify me keeping it here. So I'm gonna offer it for sale. For now, I'll show you the 914, show you the goods and the bad. As you can see, it does have Fuch wheels, which means it has a 5-flag conversion, and this is a true 5-flag conversion on the front and also the back. But if you buy the car, you're not just gonna get these 4 Fuchs. I have 6 more Fuchs that will come with the car. So I think a set of Fuchs, 4 of them, it's about $1,500 to $2,000, and you're getting about 10 of them. That's one good thing that will come with this car. The other thing, this does have larger brakes, as you can see. These are from 911S. And also the front suspension on this car is from 911S. And I think the calipers too, they are from 911S. On the rear, you have front rotors. The rotors you actually put on the front is actually the one on the back. It doesn't have emergency brake because it's a race car, but you can add that if you wanted to. I'll actually move the 240Z and then we'll go underneath the car and look at it. So as I said, this was a race car. It has some front end collision, as you can see, but they were fixed as good as they could, and then they put it back to racing. So if you buy this, no, it's not a restoration candidate, although you could. It's a car to actually drive. You get a huge oil cooler here. I'll show you how it looks like on the inside when the car comes down. Going inside, again, the suspension you see here, they are from 911S, and also the calipers are from 911S. So this is the front of the car. You can see the car has an undercoat all the way. No real rust, even where the undercoat is gone, there is no rust. Again, this is the front area where the suspension is attached to. You can see this was installed afterward. There is no leak on the steering column at all. So it stops very well and it handles very well. And you can see the brake lines. They are still braided brake lines on the front. The original color is blue. No rust on the front at all. This up here is where the tank is. No rust. So they did cut the trunk. This is where the heat from that oil cooler comes through. It's dumped out here. So now we are on the rear end of the car. They look very nice, very clean. Air hole is supposed to be right here. It's pretty solid. and you can see that piece has been replaced, or if it's original, it's in very good condition. So there is no rust on the hair hole at all. The first thing you notice down here is the exhaust. These are European racing headers. The car does leak oil, which is very common for these cars. So this engine was rebuilt in 2001. You can see on the tube on this side they are clean. On this side, on the passenger side, it seems to be leaking more. So it could be the tubes on this side. Then you can see the transmission also kind of leaks. I cleaned most of it, but where the gear fork is, it leaks more from there. So it could also leak from the gasket back here. But I thought this was oil leaking from the front and coming to the back. So as you notice, this is a side shift transmission. So that's another selling point for this car. 72, they came with a tail shift transmission. You do have solid transmission mounts, and it does help with the shifting. Basically, underneath the car is in good condition. You just have to fix the oil leak. I do have a cover for this. And since it's leaking a little bit in the transmission, I did buy a swept car. I think this was $90. So this will actually come with the car also. So if you're servicing the transmission, you don't have to buy the gear oil. I have the good stuff. This was recommended on the 914 forum. You can see the rear suspension. As you can see, these are built-in shocks. Handle very well. It's lowered and it has a camber on it. Going all the way to the back, you have a muffler here to quiet it down. But it's still a pretty loud car. But it sounds good, it drives good. I think if you buy this, the main thing you have to fix is the oil. You have to reseal the engine and transmission. That's about it for the engine. Otherwise, it runs very well. This car was built in the 90s, so they did not have the brake bias switch inside the car. So they put it down here. The instruction on the car said do not touch it, so I have left it that way. But you can adjust the brake bias if you don't like it. You can see again, brake line, they're still braided. As you can see, the oil situation here is obviously very different. The oil filter goes over here, but this is where you have the line, the oil line going to the front of the cooler. They are pretty nice AN fitted lines. These are fuel lines, the return, and the supply line. So now that you have seen underneath the car, let's bring the car down and I'll show you the top end of the car. So starting on the front, the hood is not locked all the way because I'm installing the racing pins here. This is the oil cooler down here. You can see it's covered so the heat doesn't stay here, it actually goes out. I show you the car out down there. Nice AN fitting for the feed line and return line down here. The oil filter is right here, very easy to actually access and also service. Nice AN fittings on these ones. This is the fuel system. You have a fuel filter here. This one I just took it out and cleaned it and put it back. The other one you can actually clean. I think it filters to like 0.5 micron, something like that. The fuel pump, on the other hand, is very expensive. This one was $500 when I replaced it. The good thing is this is refurbished from Auto Atlanta. So I have 3 of them. This one works. You can send the other 3 to be fixed and you can sell them, make some money, or just keep them for yourself. I'm still installing these, so I have to finish installing one on this side. But the car is gutted. Yeah, there's no wiper fluid here. It's all gone. But the reason I'm installing the hood pins is because, again, this car being a race car, it did have a little bit of front end collision, and you can see they dug into here, and it makes it very hard for me to pull the latch to actually open this. I can put this back, I have it. I actually have 2 sets and they'll work fine, but trying to open it, it might break this cable. So I just took it out. I have a video of me installing this. This makes it a little bit more convenient than trying to open the hood just to put fuel into the car. That kind of wraps up the front end of the car. There's no rust that I can see down here. Original paint, you can see it has patina. I wanted a car with patina, and I don't have to worry about driving it and adding more dents to it. Vintage car that has a history and it shows its history, and that's why I bought it. So this car was built by Haya Performance. They're in Bay Area. I think they're still open. I think they still have a shop in Bay Area. The door, they do have the decal on them, used to race in BP group. This handle doesn't work like many 914s, but the driver side works just fine. Going on the back, you do have the grill with Porsche logo on it. So this car comes with a 2-liter engine. This is a 1972. So this is not the original engine. So there's no number matching engine or transmission here. So this engine was rebuilt in 2000. You can tell it's a 2-liter because the plugs are sideways instead of being on the top. And you also have 3 bolts for the intakes, but these are green cap injectors. I don't know if you can see. You do have a cash can here. It still has the original fuel injection system. You can see the fuses over here. You can see the computer over here for the electronic fuel injection, or DJet, I think it's called on this car. You get 2 of these, and these are kind of hard to get, but if you buy this car, you're going to get 2 computers. It does have MSD ignition, so you don't have the point system. You still have distributor here, but it's modified for the MSD ignition. I have another one of these. So you get 2. Because this was a race car, you have duplicate parts. I don't know if they all work. I haven't tested them. I do have another box like this in there. I think for the price that I'll put it on, you are getting a good value. But you do have a quick power turn off here, or kill switch. So on the back here, you don't have the mechanism to hold the trunk. Tagger top is here. It does have a line on here, like it was grinding on something. It's not too bad. It can be fixed, or you can just get another one, but this one is still solid. You can tell the original color here. So this is the cover for the gear fork. I showed you where it's leaking. Now there's an extra jack if you need one, and you still have more parts here. Fire extinguisher, I think it's expired. So let me show you where the rust is. You know, these cars, if someone tells you there is no rust, they could be lying to you. But this one does have a little bit of rust right down here, but I don't see it anywhere else. So that's the extent of the rust I have seen on this car. You have numbers. You can see where it went racing. It will come with all these decals and history. Fiat closed, so it was hosted by Fiat America. Yeah, this is also by Fiat. 2001 is auto closed, and it shows it was used as a race car. I want to sell everything together as one. All the parts, wheels, I want to sell it together. Whoever buys the car, I want them to get the wheels. I want them to get extra engine parts. It's the same way I bought it, so I'm going to sell it that way. So this is a wrap, just like this. So you can take it off, and the paint down here looks just fine. Another reason I don't drive it as much is because it's a full roll cage, and for me, being 5'11", it's very difficult to get in through here. I actually have to go over and get in through the top. That's why I never put the tagger top on. So this is a full roll cage. It's welded in. It does have a crossbar here. You can mount your GoPro here. It has this Simpson 5-point harness. It has a Momo seat. This is from 2001. If you have to pass tech inspection, you probably need a new seat and new racing harness. Momo steering wheel is guarded. It barely has any carpet and no sound deadening on the back either. So you get to hear all the engine noise. You do have the walkie-talkie system here. So the interior, you can see the top, the roll cage go all the way across. Racing meter here, regular gauge. This one was switched. I think I set it down to like 5400 RPMs. So that's my shifting point. And when I hit the shifting point, that goes on to let me know when to shift. Speedometer is there. It doesn't work, because the cable was disconnected. So you have the oil pressure, cylinder head temperature, and then the oil temperature. I don't think the last one worked. The temperature for the oil, it doesn't show me. And this one is to see your wrap time here. They do have better system today, so you can get rid of that. So just be careful not to put your hand on the oil lines because they get very hot. So this box is for timing, you know, it's a hot lap, and it works with this box over here. I never tested it, but it's there if you want to. I still have the owner's manual. These are the floors in pretty good condition. You saw underneath there was no rust, and on top is in very good condition. I think it's a 3-point harness on the passenger seat. This is how you get air into the cabin. The roll cage is welded down there, welded over here, and welded over here. No flex at all because of this roll cage. You don't have the pocket that goes here. You actually just have this, the roll-up window, which works just fine. The dash does have a little bit of cracks here and there. So whoever buys the car, they are gonna get all these wheels. These are, I believe they are Genuine Fuchs. They all have racing tires, and you have an extra tire over there. So you're getting a total of 10 Fuchs. And I think for the price I'm asking for the car, I think this is a good deal. You're also going to get a box of parts. And this is a throttle cable. Another cable there, I think a speedometer cable. Get a belt, some stuff for ignition, spark plugs, gaskets just in case you open the engine stuff. That's an alternator, a distributor. You get an extra digit computer here, and then you get a fuel pump, so you can actually send this to Auto Atlanta or any other company that will fix them. And you have a $500 fuel pump. So that's one box. I do have another box with a bunch of stuff. So this is another box that will come with the car also, and I have heads in here. So it comes with 6 heads. Some of them will need to be machined if you were to use this. Then they are made of aluminum, so they dent very easy. So this will need to be resurfaced, but all this will come with the car. Then this is another box with even more parts. The tail lights, the intake boxes, intake tubes. Has some old pistons over there. This is the cover for the fuse. The engine was rebuilt multiple times being a race car, so they saved all the parts. So all this again will come with the car. So the car will come with a binder with the instruction and also specification of the build. As you can see, it's a 72. It's a race car. It has a 2-liter custom alignment. You have things like race day preparation, everything you should bring, brakes, filters, and this is the build sheet. I posted a picture of it on Craigslist, so you're able to take a closer look at that. And then also lap times, whole bunch of other information here. So in summary, I think this is a good deal. I'm asking $15,000, and this car is posted on Sacramento, California, and also on Facebook Marketplace. At $15,000 for a car with no rust, especially no rust in the hair hole. The only rust you see is a little bit in the trunk, which is very small. The only other damage is on the front of the car, but it's a racing car. It's a car with a history, so it's a unique car. It's not a car for everyone. It's a car for someone who wants to go driving and someone who is looking for a car with a history. It has some very good modification. It's a unique 914 that you're not gonna see elsewhere. So 15 grand, I think it's a good deal. Shoot me an offer. Again, it's a Sacramento, California Craigslist. Also share this video if you see someone who is looking for a 914. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.